Hello, I'm Fran Oseo Asari from Betumi, the African Culinary Network. And today I'm very excited to be able to put up some video clips that I took with my digital camera on how to make American-style injera. Injera, of course, is the famous Northeast African crepe-type flatbread. It's a sourdough, and traditionally it uses teff, which is a specialty grain from Ethiopia. And so a friend of mine who's a local specialist in making injera taught us how to do it, and another colleague, Shori Shields from State College, Pennsylvania, joined me, and I'm just going to put it up, and I hope you'll try making some yourself. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've always been reluctant to make injera because I haven't really known the technique, and now I'm pretty comfortable that I can go ahead and do it. So just one word I'd mention is that we only used 1 cup of the teff flour in our injera, and we used 4 cups of the white wheat flour. Later, Laura suggested to me that it's probably actually better if you use at least 2 cups of the teff flour and 3 cups of the white wheat flour. So I would recommend that. I will put the instructions and ingredients up at the Betumi blog site if you want to check there for more details on how to make it. I hope you'll try it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Making injera, which is Ethiopian flatbread. It is the food that many people in Ethiopia eat every single day, sometimes 3 times a day. And what we're going to do is make a basic recipe that is Americanized. It consists of 4 cups of white flour, starting with 4 cups of white flour and 1 cup of teff flour. And the teff, which I am using, is
kind of, open that up so they can just see what it looks like.
Is the light teff. It is not super dark. And a friend of mine who is an Ethiopian and lives in Washington, D.C., gave this to me. I normally order it from somebody in Idaho who produces it there.
Oh, they actually grow it in the U.S. now.
They do grow it in the U.S. It is marketed through this company.
Is it Musco?
It is.
Okay.
What's the name?
Musco, which means cross. So that's what we're going to do. And we will need starter, which I have kept in my refrigerator. It's similar to a sourdough starter, except it's a little bit more liquid. Batter. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, and so today we're going to do the step 1, which is making...
We're doing step 1 of the injera batter. And then in 2 days we will do step 2. So today's Wednesday. On Friday we will do step 2, which is adding flour that has leaven. What do you call that? Self-rising flour.
Oh, you use self-rising flour.
Yeah, I use self-rising flour for the second step. That will rise. We also are adding water, of course. That will rise a couple of hours while we are preparing the what, and then we will actually bake the injera, and by the time the what is done, we'll have finished.
You might tell somebody who doesn't know what a what is, what that is.
What is the Ethiopian stew. And we're going to be making doro what, which is a chicken, and gomen what, which is made from kale.
Okay, thank you. And now you're going to be mixing flour and teff together. Is that a common thing to do?
In Ethiopia, if you have a lot of resources, you might make your injera out of 100% teff. But because teff is an expensive flour and it's not easy to come by, we use white flour. We blend it with white flour. It can also be blended with barley flour. It could be blended with whole wheat flour.
I hear they're even making it with corn. I read that they started doing that because of the war, that they've not been able to.
In Ethiopia, depending on where you live, you might not even have teff in your injera. So, but the places that they can get it, that's usually the preferred.
Right. Now they also make injera in Eritrea and Somalia, Sudan, some of the other neighboring countries as well.
That's
Do they call it the same thing? Do you know?
Do you know, I had injera made with white flour in Somali-speaking Kenya, and I had injera with sorghum in southern Ethiopia. So it really depends on your clientele and the place. Yeah. But the highlands and the central part of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa area, chances are you're going to be eating teff from the teff-based injera.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started then? I'm actually going to record you right now, and Sherry Seals, who's also here with me, we're going to make 2 batches, one for Laura to demonstrate and one for us to do it on our own. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to mix 1 cup of the teff just in my lidded container.
And now this is not aluminum, right?
This is not aluminum, definitely not, because if you put your starter in there with water and flour, it's going to eat away at your aluminum pot. So this is an enameled pot that will not react with the starter.
But you also said that you could use plastic in Ethiopia maybe, or you could use glass or, some kind of ceramic.
The idea is to have a container that can have a lid that keeps the, it keeps it clean, but also it keeps a little bit of the warmth of the, what's going on.
It probably traps the gases.
Yeah, it traps the gases. But you don't want it so tight that it's going to, explode.
Okay. Oh, like a pressure cooker.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so now I am adding my flour, and I think I brought...
This is written in the recipe, right? So I don't have to measure
anything.
That's correct. That's good. This is just regular all-purpose flour, white flour.
Regular all-purpose white flour.
Though you could use unbleached, she said, and that would. What about whole wheat flour? Would that make it too heavy?
You know what? It is really up to you.
You just put more in there. Are you measuring this?
This is 4 cups.
Okay, and that's also in.
This is 4 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I will mix that together before I start adding my liquids.
Okay.
It's not absolutely necessary, but that's what I do.
Yeah, I would do it too, probably.
Okay, so I've got my dry ingredients in the big container, and what I want to do now is I would like you to do the same thing. Okay.
Who is the owner of the African Market in State College, Pennsylvania, is here today because she is interested in learning the proper technique for making this, because she actually sells some African foods at her store, and you buy like groundnut stew or jollof rice, or what else do you sell?
Goat meat, fried rice. We change the menu weekly.
Yeah, so you should, and just say the address of your place. So
121.5 East Beaver Avenue. It's below Rita's Italian.
Yeah, you have to go around the corner and kind of down the street to see the sign, but if you haven't been there, you should stop by there. Okay, are we ready now?
Okay, our second step is we're going to add, we're going to pour off the water in our Ethiopian leet or batter starter. So
is that L-E-E-T? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd say it would be L-E-E-T, if it was.
And it separates when it's sitting there? Is that what it does?
Yeah, it separates in, while it's being stored.
Okay.
And I actually have 2 batters. I will need a rubber scraper and a spoon.
Okay.